Well, just 2 more matches before this group will be concluded. We are going into Afcon qualifiers, and Bafana Bafana have just also announced their squad that will be facing Uganda away. I'm not sure if the match is in Kampala or is in Entebbe, but I know it's in Uganda. It's an away match, with the first match ending 2-2 at Orlando Stadium. The last match will be played in Cape Town International Stadium. I'm hoping that South Africans, the tickets are already available at Ticket Pro, South Africans will buy tickets and go support Bafana Bafana in that last game. 2 more matches, and I think this one should be wrapped up. It's quite obvious that Uganda and Bafana Bafana will be making it to Afcon in Morocco. All Bafana Bafana needs, I think, is a point, and same thing with Uganda, for them to make it to the next stage. But you know, African football, there's always surprises. Yes, I do go by the name of Oscar Nzinze Football, where I discuss and engage on anything to do with football, from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Come rain or shine, Hugo Broos will always include Nico Mobi in his squad, and he owes no one no explanation. Obviously, there's going to be changes to the squad because of injuries, and probably of the ones who replace the previous ones who in injuries are not available, or not, they cannot be picked because the ones who had injuries in the previous 2 matches are now available. And I think there's about 6 changes or so. And obviously within the changes, not all of them is because of injuries. Others are simply because Hugo Broos has just decided to drop the players. Now, in the goalkeeping department, Williams is still there. And then you have a Sipo Chain of Orlando Pirates. The new face replacing a Ricardo Goss of SuperSport is a Sage Stevens of Stellenbosch. He has done well since the season started. And he's there. Big horse Ricardo Goss of SuperSport is injured. That one is clean, and we all know who the number 1 keeper is for Bafana Bafana. Now in the defense, he's got SABC of Orlando Pirates as a center back. Ngezana comes back from injury, and that means that Etabiso Sesane, the youngster from Orlando Pirates, is dropped because Ngezana could not form part of the group that went to Brazzaville because of an injury. He comes back, and this means that Thabiso Sesane is left at home. And another one is long-awaited Mothobi Mvala, the Dragon. Pogba himself is called back into the squad after being away for months through injury, and the games he's played so far for Mamelodi Sundowns, he has done fairly or extremely well, someone else might argue, but he's coming back, replacing his partner in crime, the partner who he's been together with for some time in the national team, even at club level. Grant Kekana has been dropped, not because he's injured, but because Hugo Broos just decided, you know what, let me rather take SABC as a right centre back. Let me rather take Ngezana. Let me take also Rushwin Dudley. And the reigning defender of the season in the Betway Premiership has been dropped by the national team coach on those grounds. Now, the other one who has been dropped, and this one was coming. Kwaiba, who plays for Chippa United, he was called into the squad late to replace, I'm not sure it was Jaden Adams or it was Talentum Butter. Talentum Butter definitely because of injury, yes, it was him. And he's also dropped with Talentum Butter coming back into that midfield. So the midfield will consist of a Tebogo Mokoena, an Obas, and a Lukulu, who really impressed me in the match they played at Orlando. And then Talentum Butter will form part of that, defensive midfielder, or 8 you would call the midfield of a Hugo Broos. Hugo Broos favors a 4-2-3-1 system, so amongst those 4, they will play a double pivot, and that's the system he's been employing ever since he became Bafana Bafana coach. Now the 4 players Pesitao yet again has not been called into the squad after I told Hugo Broos he's not available in the previous two Afcon qualifiers. So it's still the case. He's not part. He's not been considered even for the last two matches of Afcon. Now, Mihlali Manyambela comes back into the squad. I think he's the only overseas player in the squad, all together with the Luke Leroux in that midfield that form part of this Bafana Bafana squad. Now Mihlali replaces, I don't think it's a direct replacement, but as a forward, he's replacing Zwane, who also who has torn his Achilles, and he'll be back maybe next March or April. He injured himself in Brazzaville, Congo. So Mihlali finds himself back into the squad. These are some of the players that Hugo Broos has really shown loyalty to. So he's back into the squad. Mihlali Manyambela, another one who replaces a player who was injured in the Afcon qualifier game. Lyle Foster injured himself, and now he is replaced by an Evidence Mokgopa. Evidence Mokgopa was part of the squad that did extremely well in Ivory Coast. So these are some of the changes. I'm happy to see Stevens in the squad. Nice to see some Capetonians being included. Also nice to see we have a good cover for right back. We've got a Nigo Mobi, we've got a Koliso Mudao, we've got a Fawaz Basadine in the left back, and a Mudiba who can play as a left back, who can play as an 8, who can play as a 10. And Mutapela Morena is included in the forwards, but we know how versatile Tapelo Morena is. He can play as a forward, he can play as a winger, he can play as a left back, he can also play as primarily a right back, but he can also fit in the left back position. Well, Hugo Broos never ceases to surprise most of us, and I'm really surprised with that Grant Kekana exclusion. But let's wait and see what's going to happen in Uganda. Uganda really fought well against Bafana Bafana in Orlando. They could have won the game, but it ended 2-2 with a Talentum Bata last minute goal. If you're seeing this face and this content for the very first time, really appreciate if you join this family and you supporting me in all manners, in all manner of ways. Could be you watching ads, it could be you depositing something just to help me build and this platform be better in many ways. And I really appreciate you staying this long with me. Ensure that you engage me on the comments below as to how or what you think of what Hugo Broos has chosen as a squad. I mean, the reality is a national team coach can never please everyone, because we all have our favorites. We want our favorites to be part of a Bafana squad, but the reality is that is impossible. Maswani is part of the squad, Relebohile Mfukeng is part of the squad, and some good attacking forwards, and Reyners is part of the squad. So yeah, we should be able to compete in Uganda and in Cape Town in the last fixture of this group when we're playing South Sudan. I will end it there by declaring, may my God bless you all.